Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, also known as the ETCG1 on this channel. And if it's your birthday, I want to wish you a very special happy birthday. Last week, I bought a new Odyssey. Then I posted it on my social networks, or pictures of it on my social networks, and said, is there interest in me doing a video about the new Odyssey? And yes, there is. It is a 2012 Honda Odyssey EX-L. It's pretty cool. And to say that it's my vehicle would be something of a misnomer because it's the wife's car. And this is what I drive. The cost, 29 grand and some change. It was her birthday after all, and who doesn't want a new van for their birthday? Why did I do it? I had a perfectly working 2001. I did all that work to it. It was perfect. Why? Why, Eric? Why? Well, had some issues with credit in the past, and now I'm trying to build it back up. And I'm coming to, well, I actually want to try and buy a house sometime next year. In order to do that, I need to go into debt. Seems really counterintuitive to me. Instead of not being in debt, well, I thought the best way to go about it was to purchase this. Now, what happened to my old Odyssey? That went to my sister-in-law, and she's extremely happy with it and basically sold it to her for the price of the down payment on this thing. I put 3 grand down on it. I sold her the van for 2,500. So there's the numbers. I plan to pay it off early because they gave me a really hurt me hard interest rate. So I intend to pay it off early, but I had to borrow something. And I know I can just hear the comments now, but come see what I got. Maybe the 5th generation of Odyssey, I'm not really sure, but I believe this body style started around 2010. It's slightly smaller than its predecessor. I like the headlights better than its predecessor. It's got projector beams and all that fun stuff. It does not have the fog lights, but guess what? We have the technology. We can make it better. Now, the last Odyssey I had was a 2001 Odyssey that I named Stanley. Why? Because Stanley Kubrick directed the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey. I thought it was rather clever. This one, we've come up with a name, Vader. And why is that? Well, for me, it's this back window right here. If you look at that, it looks like Darth Vader's eye, at least to me. The wheels are 17-inch. It has the Continentals on it, one of the reasons why I went for this model. This is a certified used Honda. That was part of the expense, which means my warranty extends all the way up to 100,000 miles. But I went for this because new tires. It looked like the brakes, both front and back, had recently been replaced. Whenever you certify a vehicle, you pretty much have to do the latest and greatest service. There was one problem, one issue. This plastic rocker right here was disconnected and only hanging by the screws on both ends. Other than that, it was perfect. But I have a feeling what happened was somebody went to get in, and when they did, they stepped on this and just pulled it away. All I had to do was clip it back into place. It was kind of a pain in the butt. But yes, it has automatic doors, both controlled by the key. Let's see if I can figure out the right side here. Yeah, there we go. It said right here, I'm looking at it, right at it, it says hold. Hold. But it also has an automatic rear door, which is kind of groovy and cool. I feel like I've converted my wife here because I've heard almost every day, I've had this almost exactly a week now. Every single day it's been, I love my van. And to close this, you can just push this button. But before we do, I'll talk a little bit about like the rear seats and how they operate, which is a bit different than my old one. My old one, you had to remove the headrests and everything to take them down. But these pull back, push forward. I still haven't quite got the hang of this yet. There we go. Pull it twice, push it down, rear seats are down, fold it in. You can do it on both sides. Just pick it up, clicks in, pull this back until it sits. You can adjust where the seat goes by pulling this guy here. And I've got to say, I sat in these 3rd row seats. You can pull the headrests up. I've sat in these 3rd row seats, and they are, in my opinion, some of the most comfortable 3rd row seats I have ever sat in. No lie. I mean, they're really nice. Let's push our button. Kind of cool. It's gonna be fun sheeting with this van because it's black, and I'm sure you can see my reflection. It's very black. It's gonna be difficult to keep clean. I didn't choose it because it was black. I just chose it because it had new tires on it. I don't really care about the color. Second row seats are really nice. If you want to get into the back, do that. It slides forward. If you're in the back, you pull this little thing here. It does the same thing. It's got this little center console that can fold upward and become another seat. There's seat belts and stuff up here in the ceiling. There's the front of those third row seats. It is quite comfortable, still smells nice. The salesman screwed up, well, not the salesman screwed up, the detail department screwed up when we went to pick this up. And they didn't do anything to it but spray tire dressing on it and call it done. I wasn't mad, I was just like, hey dude, what's up with that? And he's like, just have her bring it back, I'll do a full detail and I'll fill up the gas again. It has, this isn't like some garbage thing she put in here. This actually folds out and you can put a garbage bag in here, which, okay, that's awesome. These back windows roll down, but they also have sunshades that you just lift up and clip up the top there. You can unclip them. So if you want a little more privacy, it's like that on both sides. HVAC controls are on this side, electronic. You can sit there and control the rear. You've got vents that you can open up and direct where you like. Now let's go to the front. But plenty of storage, plenty of places for like water bottles, cup holders galore. I mean, there's a bunch back here too. Everybody's got a cup holder. Everybody's got vents. Everybody's got lights that they can turn on and off. And we have these buttons that we can use to close the doors with. There's also a handle on the inside you could do the same thing with. This thing is teched out too. I like the dual level storage areas. You can put junk up here and junk down there. It's kind of nice. The weird thing is they made these locks different. So it pushes to unlock. So I went to get out of it a couple of different times and was a bit confused why I couldn't. That's the unlock position. The passenger seat has power, but no lumbar stuff. It has a USB connection that you can plug your smartphone into. And it connects to the stereo. It also connects to the whole interior hands-free setup, all that stuff. It can also connect via Bluetooth. It's got this little hanger over here on this side. Maybe that's for another garbage bag, I don't know. Cup holder thing that is like two-stage that slides out. It has what's called a cool box, which, okay, a cool idea though, but all they really did was route the air conditioning down into this little storage compartment. But okay, kind of neat idea. It's not exactly refrigerated, but it does blow cold air into that, and the cool box button makes that happen. Auxiliary plug-in for the stereo if you wanted to plug right in. 2 power ports here up front. This is like Honda's command center-ish kind of thing. They've used it in many vehicles for quite a few years now. But this is like, sort of like your mouse. And we'll put the key in and go through all that stuff momentarily. Dual climate control, so the passenger and the driver each have their own independent thing. Heated seats on both driver and passenger as well. It has an internal hard drive that you can download your music onto. You can also download background screens for the Navi screen, which is cool. It does have a backup camera as well. Giant storage area under here. I'm not going to show you all my wife's junk, but this whole thing is one giant storage unit. More cup holders. SpongeBob has been with us since the other minivan. It's kind of a thing. Oh yeah. And this, you can hold your sunglasses in, but it's also a conversation mirror. So you can put your sunglasses in it, in there, and then do it part way up, and you've got what they call the conversation mirror. And yes, it has a sunroof. It also has a HomeLink system to where you can hook your garage door opener up to where you just push this button instead of having a big bulky garage door opener on your sun visor. You can just do that. So all kinds of creature comfortness. The driver's seat has a lumbar control. It also goes up and down where the passenger seat does not. Another neat feature about this is the armrest. You put it all the way down, but then like you can lift it up in increments and sort of adjust it to where you want it, which is groovy. You also have buttons here to open and close the doors and the lift gate, traction control off light if you wanted to do that. All kinds of stuff on the steering wheel, hands-free. You can answer your phone, Bluetooth, or whether it's plugged into that connection that I talked about. Stereo controls, mode controls, also voice commands. Yeah, kind of hit and miss with the voice commands. You know, it's a bit like talking to Siri. It's like you ask directions to go to the mall and it says what happens. Oh, this is what to do if you fall. You know, she's a little weird sometimes. But we don't use much of the hands-free. The key, like you saw before, has a lot of the buttons, also the transponder and everything in it, so that's kind of convenient. We only have one right now, but he's supposed to get us another one. So I'm not sure if this is set up to where, depending upon whose key unlocks the van, whether or not all the seat settings and mirror settings go back to that key. There's no memory settings that I can see like on some Hondas. They had like a little memory 1, memory 2 that you could push and get all that set up. All kinds of pretty lights. Navigation system comes up. It's set on nighttime right now, but you can change that or you can make it go off entirely. And it would take forever to explain how all this stuff worked exactly. Automatic headlights that turn on and off. These turned on now because it thinks I'm in a dark place. When I'm not, it's connected to my phone with a little Bluetooth symbol just for me getting in here because I paired it up before. Oh, I'll show you this. This is kind of cool. Remember I said it had a backup camera? Okay, so there's the backup camera, but if you push this big button, there's 3 different views. So there's like a wide, a normal, and then there's one that looks straight down, like if you've got like a trailer hitch on there. I thought that was kind of neat. I just sort of discovered it one day. And that's the thing about a vehicle like this. I mean, the owner's manual looks like a phone book. There's just so much stuff that it has. It's kind of redonkulous. It also has XM radio that you can get for it. More than enough stuff to keep you entertained and busy. CD player, I believe it's, I don't know, it might be a changer where you can put a bunch of them in, but who the heck uses or CDs anymore? Like I said, if you've got a choice of a hard drive, XM, or whatever's on your smartphone, what's the point? But it's nice having those kinds of things. Now, under the hood. Here we have under the hood. This is virtually the same 3.5 liter engine that was in my 2001, except for this one has the VCM. And the VCM is cylinder management system. And basically what that means is as you're driving along, it will cancel out different cylinders to make it more fuel efficient. I think this was 18 highway, 25 highway and 18 city or something like that. It was pretty decent. As far as the actual gas mileage, it's hard to say. I don't think my wife has kept track. As I stated earlier, it's her vehicle. It virtually looks the same. I mean, even except for they made the timing belt a bit smaller on these later model J-series engines. The EGR is a bit different. They're using some different connections there. It takes 0W20 oil. That's another thing that makes it quote-unquote more efficient. Battery's hidden up under here. The air filter and everything is brand new. As I said, the service has recently been done, but you can't really see too much under here. But the transmission in these was apparently better than its predecessors, which I'm grateful for. But then again, like I said, I've got to 100,000 miles. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Show us underneath. Put it up on that lift, Eric. All right, give me a minute. Yeah, my shop is awesome. Okay, these are the tender underbits. You know, I don't know if this is a 4 or a 5-speed transmission. I really couldn't say, but I like that they moved the drain plug of it to the inside. It makes it easier to drain. That was kind of them. The struts are smaller than the my old Odyssey, much smaller. The coil springs, everything else. It looks virtually the same under here. It really doesn't look all that much different underneath than the previous models. Stainless steel exhaust. The exhaust on my 2001 was original, and at 167,000 miles it was still fine. So I love stainless exhaust. That's like way cool. This one has rear disc brakes. The 2001 had drums in the rear, so that's an upgrade back here. A lot more aluminum too. This is an aluminum knuckle. Also the control arms are smaller, so they made a lot of things like smaller and lighter. Really happy about my brand new rubber. These are, what are they? Oh, Continentals. In fact, I've seen a lot of Odysseys with these on them. But it rides great. I mean, noise is low. It's like, you know, floating down the road like you're in a cloud. Like I said, the wife loves it. I don't get a chance to drive it much, but that's okay, because happy wife, happy life, as they say. So if she's happy, I'm happy. But there you go. My 2012 Honda Odyssey EXL. It is a vast improvement over the old van. Am I happy about going into debt? Never. I'm never happy about going into debt, but that's just how it is. That's kind of what I got to do. But like I said, I'm going to pay it off early. I'm not going to pay all that interest on all that money. Heck no. But that being said, the sister-in-law is super happy with the old van. It was tip-top shape, just changed the oil with like really nice synthetic oil before she got it. Machined the rear drums. It was good to go. The transmission still got a little more than a year worth of warranty on it. Everyone's happy. And now you're happy that I made the video. Anyway, if you have automotive questions, I would ask that you head over to ericthecarguy.com. There's a welcome video there to tell you about the stuff we have to help you. Also, if you wish to connect with me socially, there's Google+, Facebook, Twitter, and also Instagram. And I close each of my videos with be safe, have fun, stay dirty. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.